Hi, just moving the mic up there. I have to put the mic by the amp. All my stuff's really cheap and nasty, and that's how I do the recordings. And I suppose my bass playing is pretty cheap and nasty as well. But what I want to do is show you the bass line, note for note, for Spinal Tap's Big Bottom. The bass player in the film Spinal Tap, and if you've never heard of Spinal Tap, please look it up. Look up who the guys are that play the musicians in, well, the characters in Spinal Tap. You know, they're all quite famous now. They're American actors playing these English guys in a spoof heavy metal band. The guy that plays the bass player is a guy called Harry Shearer, and the bass player's character name is Derek Smalls. That's it. Tash and everything like that. One of the bass lines he plays, or one of the songs he plays, is a song called Big Bottom in the film, and it's three bass players play the line, and a keyboard player play it. There's no guitar or anything like that, but so that's made it quite a popular bass line for bass players, you know, professional bass players, bedroom bass players, whatever, you know. I simply jam around with people and guitars and stuff. One day someone might let me play in a band if they're really desperate. But right, let's just show you it. Let's show you the notes. I'm going to show all the notes, just go straight through it. Probably be a fairly long video because I'll go into some details then. But once I've shown you the notes, you could just sort of switch the video off and go away and practice it then, because that might be all you want to know. Fair play, fair play. Right, so it starts off, and I'm going to just show you the chunks of it. I'm not going to show you all the repeated phrases and whatnot, you know, that roll over and over and then into the next verse. You just need to know all the chunks, all the phrases. And my demonstration there was basically all the sections of the song. Okay, so first of all, it starts off on the A string. It's the third fret of the A string, which is a C. I'm not looking at something over there with all the notes. I know what all the notes are on here. All right. Right. So the first note, right? The first bit I'm going to show you is this. That's the opening. Yeah. So it's you're on the third fret of the A string, which is the C, and then you'll slide up to the C sharp. Yeah. And then it's two strikes of the D string. And then you go to the C octave, which is the fifth fret of the G string. And then you go to the B octave, yeah, which is the fourth fret of the G string. And that's where you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, B, C, B, C. Okay, so it's slide, 2 on the D, C, B, C, B, C, right? That's just the intro. You don't do the slide ever again, okay? When you go back to do that lick again, that phrase again, you pluck the C, and then it's an open A, closed C sharp, which is the fourth fret of the A string. I'm good, yeah. And then and then I've lost it now. And then it's the 5th fret of the A string, which is the D, twice. So it'd sound like this. That is the main phrase in this song, the most familiar phrase. And what you do is you repeat that, I think it's 6 times before you go into the verse. Okay, here we go. There's the top of the guitar, so you can count down the nut. You can count down. Let's see where I am. Okay, right, I'm going to do it. Ready? Do it from the top. It's the slide. Okay, so you do that, you repeat that about 6 times. If you watch the video, the Spinal Tap video, they don't do it that many times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've seen videos of bands doing this, and they have the lead singer yaps away for ages about sort of big bottom jokes and things like that, while the band's just going. Or whatever. Yeah. And that's it really. I'm just aware that the mic's a bit far from the amp at the moment because I have to move the mic, so apologies for that. Hopefully you can just about hear the bass. I will keep moving it back if I remember, but hopefully you either can't hear me or you can't hear the bass. Probably it's the setup I've got here, which is pretty crap, to be frank. Right, I don't have all the gubbins that plugs in a computer. So anyway, the verse is this. That's the bit where the lead singer starts singing. You know, it's kind of what I call it's like a Sid Vicious run. It's very basic, very almost childlike. Obviously that's for the purposes of the film. Ed Sheeran is a brilliant bass guitarist, and there was a little example of how good he is coming up in a second in the next phrase, the next bit. So it's quite simple. It's like the opening riff. It's a bit like, it's exactly the same as the, but you don't go there. You don't go to that. You don't go, yeah, what you do is you pedal the D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah? So you do that exactly the same, starting there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see what I mean? You don't go 4, 5. Okay, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you do it at this sort of pace. Right, then the next time you do it, you start with an open A string. So it's, you see what I mean? So to link, to kind of, you know, link you back into it, it's with an open A string. Yeah, so just do that up close again, and that's the bit where he starts to sing over the top of it, and there are all these kind of quite, it's a joke song, it's very misogynistic, all the lyrics and everything. It's just, put the mic down there so you can hear it this time. So do it fast and slow. So it's I've done that wrong, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? So that's the next section. The next bit after that is it's this bit. It's kind of the I think it's still part of the verse, isn't it? Or what do you call it? The bridge or something? I don't know. I put that up there. Right, the next bit is the next section is this. It's the bit before the chorus. Right. I believe that's called the bridge. Well, you want to learn this from a bedroom bass guitarist, you know. Right. So the next bit goes like this. So after you've done the right, it goes back to the main riff again. But to get there, it's really annoying. You have to hit the G octave, which is the 5th note or the 5th fret of the D string. Yeah. And then it's quite tricky. You go back into that main riff, the one you did at the start, but it's like you're going from a closed string here to a closed string, then an open, then a closed. Yeah, because that leads you into this one. Yeah, the next bit I'm going to show you. Right, so the whole thing goes like this. Yeah. I think it does that twice in the song, okay? But obviously you got to listen to the song. I think you can download it to get the absolute full version of it, so you know how many times these little chunks loop over. Okay? Right. I haven't done a play along either because there's loads of play alongs. Yeah? In fact, I might put a link in the notes to a play along that's I think is a pretty good one, a pretty good example. Alright, that's why I haven't done one. Yeah, okay. So it wouldn't be a very good example. Right. So I hope you got that because I forgot to move the damn mic down again. Right, the next bit I'm going to put the mic down by the amp. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I record it. Sorry. Nothing fancy here. So the next bit is this. So so you're going from here. Right. Made a mistake there. And then it goes like this. And then you go into the big bottom bit, the bottom bit, right? The bit that kind of everyone really wants to learn, I think, is this. Because like I say, Ed Sheeran, the guy that plays Derek Smalls, is a proper bass guitarist. He's a really good bass guitarist. And he also does the voices for The Simpsons and things like that. Highly talented guy. Look him up on YouTube. But anyway, I think he just demonstrates a little bit of his bass playing skill there. You know, he decides, stop this, I'm going to do, it's a kind of country, bluesy little link. So all he's doing is he's linking these two together. Yeah? Right. And then you go into the chorus. So, this this bit, I think it's still kind of part of the bridge or whatever, or the second part of the verse. I don't know what it's officially called. Well, like I say, you're asking for it. You want to learn up a bedroom bass player. You don't get the expert tuition, but you would off a pro. Yeah, right. Okay, so the next bit is quite easy, believe it or not. You start on the A, yeah, which is there. You can't hear us again. Right, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to... I'm going to put the mic here. Here's a compromise. I'm going to turn the bass up a touch. Don't want to annoy my neighbours. I've got really good neighbours, and I do not want them hearing me play the bass. Yeah, I don't want them to go away. So turn the bass up a tad. I'll just adjust that. These videos can go on for ages now on YouTube. I love it. Yeah, I've got the Formula 1 practice on at the moment as well on the TV. So I'm kind of, that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at notes of a fretboard with all the notes on it or nothing. Yeah, right. Right. So anyway, the next bit. Where was I? You come on, get on with it. You're saying, right. So the next bit is this. You start on A. So it's A, then it's C sharp, so you're going back to that C sharp again. And then you go to E, and then it's the octave of A, yeah? So it's A, which is the 5th fret of the E string, C, which is the 4th fret of the A string, E, which is the 7th fret of the A string, and then it's A octave, so that's the octave of A, yeah? You don't do that, you don't do that scale. It's the octave of A, which is the 7th fret of the D string, and then, I've forgotten what you do next, you go, hold on, right, and then it's 2 whacks on the open A, so open A string, 2, thump, look, no hands mum, yeah, you see where I'm plucking that A string, it's open, and then the G again, so G, and then open A. Right, I'll put the mic down and turn the amp down a touch and show you and try and speak up a touch. So put the mic down. I can hear the kids crying or something. I think it just so happens their neighbour's kids start crying when I play the bass. Whether there's some sort of link, I don't know. I hope not. Anyway. So, you hear that horn? Someone toots a sodding horn outside the house there. It's really annoying. No, not for me. Right. So it's this. Where was I? Right, so open A, close G, open A. Yeah. Yeah. There we go, have a closer look. Look. Open A. Close G. You can do that twice, alright? Maybe do it fast. Right, got it? There's the not more, so you know where the frets are. There's another note. Right. And then, so you do that twice, and then the third section of that, it's the same kind of rhythm, that da 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 da, but it's up here. You go right up to the big old F, yeah. You go up to the big F up at the top here, yeah, yeah. And you say it's F, So that's the first fret, first fret of the E string, yeah. And then it's an open A, yeah. So that's just that big old open A there. And then you go to the C, which is the third fret of the A string. And then it's F octave 3 times. So it's a kind of triplet. So it's yeah, 1, 2, and then you go to the D sharp. I mean, sorry, it's a D, yeah, it's a D sharp. Yeah, I just had to look at the Formula 1 again. It's a D sharp, and then back to the F. Yeah, so D sharp is the first fret of the D string, and then you go to the F, which is the F octave, which is the third fret of the D string. And put that all together, and you get this, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, the whole thing is 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I never made it as a singer. Right. Okay, so then we get to this really interesting bit. Oh yeah, just show you that bit again. That's the second bit. So here we go, look. I'm on that old big old F there. Open A. That's the closed C. And then that. Okay, you got it? Good. Because now we got this bit. Yeah. Right, I'm going to go through it quick. Because you might be getting a bit bored now. So you should, just for those that want to just switch it off and go and play it, because this is what they've been waiting for. You pluck the D. Sorry, the D, the G, which is the third fret of the E string twice. And then you go to D. And it's a slide, you see. You just slide, you don't pluck it, you don't pluck the E, you slide from D to E. And then you slide from the A octave, no you don't, that's it, right, you do it like this, look, I'm going to show you. 2 on the G, D to E, that's it. And then it's the D octave, yeah, and then it's the E octave, and then C. Okay, I totally screwed that up, I know, because it's something I can only really remember if I do it fast. But it should be a bit better this time. So right, it's 2 on that G, yeah, and then it's a slide up to the E, so it's, that's it, and then you slide from, this is warts and all, me screwing this up, right, you slide from the A octave up to the E octave, sorry, the B octave, and then you thank God you don't have to strike it slide anymore. You go to the C, and then E, and then C, you know, root note. Yeah, so it's this. I really don't think I've done that too well for you to understand. Slide. No. Slide. 1, 2, strike, slide. 1, 1, 2, strike, slide. Slide, strike, slide, strike. So it's 1, 2, slide, slide. Okay, right, let's put the mic down by there, and I'll do it real close. So it's 1, 2 on the G, and then you go to the D and slide up to the E. I'm struggling with this. And then it's the G octave, and then you go to the A octave, and then you're sliding up to the B octave, yeah, and then it's just simply D and E and then C. So D octave, which is, this I'm going to rewind a bit, D octave is the 7th fret of the G string, and then the E octave is the 9th fret of the G string, and then you go back to the root C, which is the 3rd fret of the A string. Yeah, I do it real slow. I really don't think I'm going to do it super slow so you can see. Ready? Really slow this time. Well, really slow. When you put it all together, it goes like this. When you put it all together, it goes like this. That's it. Yeah. That's it. That's how you do that. I just hope and pray to the gods of bedroom bass guitarists that you understood that, because to be quite honest, that sucked. I absolutely sucked showing you that. It was pretty poor. That's why you should always pay for good quality bass lessons. Right. Okay. The next bit is this. So we're getting about, Jesus Christ, nearly half an hour into this. Ramble on. Yep. Okay, so we've done the... Actually, let's just see where we're up to at the moment, you know. So it's the whole of those 3 sections go like this. The whole of those 3 sections go like this. Yep. Right. Ready? Oh, and you've got the intro to it. Better show you that. The intro from the is, I don't know whether I've shown you this or not, is you say your D, yeah, open A, oh I have shown you, because you don't go to there, you go open A, closed, just in case I didn't show you it, because I can't be bothered to record this again. So it's, sorry, it's C, open A, close C sharp, and then you go to the G for the sort of screwing things up a bit there because I'm going out somewhere in a little while, and my mind is getting on that at the moment. Right. So that's that. That I would say is the trickiest bit in the song. That's why I've been kind of emphasising it a bit. But hopefully you've seen it. You might have just thought that's all I wanted to know, and you're not listening to me now, rambling on. So. When it's up to speed, yeah, and then the next bit is this. That's the big bomb bit. Good belt, bomb, cakes, my girl's gone. So, once you've done the old, that link, it takes you to the C again. So you're at the C, it's all in the scale of C, the whole of this song. That's the scale of C, yeah. So, it's in the scale of C, so it takes you up to the C, so you go, and then you go up to the G, and then you go to the A sharp, yeah. So it, and then you go up to, actually I just don't care, I'm going to admit I have to look, that's D sharp. And then I think it's E sharp, no, it's F. Okay, so you start in here. Talk about the, it's easy to remember this because it sounds like the lyrics. So it's big bottom, big bottom, big bottom. Talk about mud flaps, my girl's gone. So it kind of does that childlike sort of talk about. So the phrase is the same as the song, the lyrics, the melody. And then it just simply goes back to the C. And then you go back up to this D sharp. And then go through an open A. And then you go into the second verse with, then you start that second verse and you're going to go into the original phrase, the start. Yeah. Right. So it's G, open A, that bit that I've shown you. And that's it really. There is one variation on the, which you don't have to do, in the second and third verse it kind of goes like this. Now I'm going to balls this up, aren't I? That's it. So it goes G, A, B. So it's the only difference is you don't hit that twice, you go to the A, B, you skip the E, and then it's the same. So, yeah. Yeah. The mic up, so, like I say, you skip it. Yeah, look. and then at the end it just, open A just slows down and down, and in the video they're walloping each other on the backside with their bass guitar. So that's it, there you go. I'm going to play this video back. I think it's going to be pretty atrocious. There's going to be bits where the bass is quiet, I know that. I haven't moved the mic down to amp. This is the mic, here we go. I got that from Lidl's for about £5. Bass is sort of P as a B3000 PB Westfield precision bass copy, Fender copy. The amp I got from Argos, and that's down there. So, you know, I don't like to spend a lot of money, but I like playing the bass, and I like sort of showing you how to play it. Songs that, because I don't think, there are more simple versions of this online that you can see. There's a guy called Mr. Joshua, there's a simpler version, and he's brilliant, he's really good, and he'll show you a simpler version of it. That's pretty much it really, you know. So I hope you enjoyed, well, you know, it'd be crazy to have enjoyed the video, but I hope you learned something from the video. It's showing you how, you know, how to play Big Bottom by Spinal Tap, and it's helped. That's all I wanted to do, help you out, so you're not having to sort of try and work it out for hours. You've got it, and that's that. You can take it to your band, and you can say, look, I can do this now. Or you can just muck around on your own, play along to the track, whatever you want to do. So I've enjoyed making the video, believe it or not, and you know, if I'm going to make more, I hope to improve. You know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.